today because it is day 3 of the U.S. Open in Queens. It's the 4th and final Grand Slam tournament of the year. This year's Open, as we mentioned earlier, is celebrating an important milestone: 50 years of equal prize money. In 1973, the landscape of sports was totally different, but that all changed thanks to a young woman from Long Beach, California. Tennis wasn't always a level playing field for male and female competitors. 50 years ago, Billie Jean King defeated arguably the toughest opponent in women's sports: equality.
We have set the standard for so many other sports, especially women's sports. And that is one of the reasons women's tennis is the leader in women's sports. Why we go for it, yes!
In 1972, King rallied fellow women players to boycott the U.S. Open unless they got the same pay as men. Thanks to her commitment for change, the U.S. Open was the very first Grand Slam event to offer equal prize money. Both King and the milestone anniversary will be celebrated over the next 2 weeks in Queens.
As the first female tournament director of the U.S. Open in 140 years, and previously running the WTA, the organization that Billie Jean King founded, it is such a privilege for me to be able, together with all my colleagues here at the USTA, to pay tribute to Billie, this great American icon who has changed so many people's lives on and off the court.
Equal prize money at the Open was a watershed mark for all sports in the continuous fight for equality. It would take 34 years until all Grand Slam events followed suit. This year, the U.S. Open winners will each receive $3 million.
When you think back about what Billie Jean did and literally shattering the glass ceiling in 1973 and getting equal prize money for women, and you think about how far we've come and yet how far we have to go. Billie is about to turn 80 and keeps saying, "My work is not done yet." You've seen it with women's soccer, where they've been fighting for equity, where the women's soccer gets bigger ratings than the men's.
There was still another battle for King to defeat in 1973. This was a battle of respect, also known as the Battle of Sexes. Former #1 player Bobby Riggs said women belong, quote, in the bedroom and kitchen, and didn't have the emotional stability to be athletes. Billie Jean initially declined Riggs' challenge to play him, but after Margaret Court lost to Riggs in a match, King saw no other option. In one of the most watched tennis matches of all time, King beat Riggs in straight sets. 50 years later, generations of women are standing on her shoulders.
We want tennis to look like a mirror. We want tennis to be inclusive. That's what Fan Week really helped us to do. It was such a diverse audience that came to experience. We want everyone to be able to have that equal opportunity, equal access, and that's what this 50th anniversary of equal prize money really means.